Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Etivaz, and he's in the Ohio, at tier 10 US battleship. He's on-map Sleeping Giant, and it's a ranked battle, so arms race. Now there's a carrier, well he's division with a carrier, so obviously there is a carrier around, not too many cruisers, and 4 destroyers. Now bringing a good carrier with you in ranked is probably a good way to keep your sanity, but at the same time you should probably take a shower afterwards because it feels really dirty. But anyway, so we briefly saw a broadside Hindenburg there, but unfortunately he is undetected again. Now overall the friendlies have a good sized force on the right flank. Yeah, the left flank here is a bit weird, because those islands make it really awkward. There is a buff inside here, but who is brave enough to actually try to take it? Now, the enemy have a radar in position, the friendlies don't, so maybe the enemies will try to... that Yugumo might be sneaking in there. We'll never know. Now, oh, there is the Hindenburg, and the Hindenburg is not even... he's detected there, he's completely broadside, and he's... the moment you're detected, you might want to actually do something, but, you know, that Hindenburg was practically begging for it. Some people just really like to get Citadel, I guess. Now, we briefly saw the Shimakaze. I would expect 15 torpedoes right now coming this way. Actually, I haven't paid attention. Is the Hindenburg using Hydro? That might be very useful. Oh, broadside Montana. Let's see how this goes. And... well, it's okay, I suppose. Nothing to sing songs about, but not too shabby either. Shima visible again. I guess the Halland is spotting the Shima, enemy Shima, trying to smoke up, but... yeah, he just got explodified. Well, that wasn't his day. So, meanwhile, yeah, the Yugumo has taken the buff in there, and now he's taking the other buff. It looks like the friendly carrier is going after Moskva. Why the carrier isn't going after the destroyers, I don't know. It would seem like such an obvious choice to me. Okay, getting rid of a radar, like the only radar, is high priority. But, you know, like destroyers. Anyway. It looks like the enemy team might be pushing here on the left flank. So Etivaz is currently reversing, most likely so that he can make this turn, right? The position he was in before, he wasn't able to maneuver an awful lot. And, you know, he might just have to take care of this little flanking issue that might arise soon. The problem is that the enemy actually has like the Kremlin and possibly the Kurfürst here in the center. The enemy team basically gave up the entire right flank, which might bite them in the rear pretty soon. But that means they have those warships here in the center, and yeah, Etivaz' turn here exposes his broadside, so he has to hope that the enemy gets unlucky, or is reloading. And there are the Kremlin shells. Yeah, that did hurt, but he's still floating. Now he needs probably needs all the hit points he can get, because he's soon going to face 3 charging ships, most likely, possibly with destroyer support. And it looks like, for example, that Kurfürst is calling for support. You know, what that Kurfürst should do is he should actually support our Ohio here, right? Like, the Ohio is a good Brawling battleship, the Kurfürst too. Imagine if the Kurfürst and the Ohio were here to intercept this push, but instead the Kurfürst is playing into the enemy's hand. Like, if you have a battleship that's very dangerous in close quarters, then you should try to get into a situation where you can use that. And not just, you know, sail away while you're perfectly healthy, abandon the flank. But anyway, now there is this... wait. Oh, this smoke screen is probably not from the friendly gearing, right? So we should expect torpedoes here from... yeah. And this doesn't look very good, because the think he's going to eat 3. He could really have used those hit points there, 2 floodings, but I mean, damage con is ready, he has a heal, and on the bright side... Oh, that Moskva is also begging for it, isn't it? And there is the gearing. So secondaries are probably going to open up. There we go. But in a more immediate threat, the battleships are coming around. You know, will the battleships push around here full broadsides too? I don't know. We're going to find out. So the carrier is going after the gearing, nice to see. And I think the gearing smokescreen is on cooldown, so that might actually be very helpful there. Well, the enemy Ohio is here, but he's coming around angled, that's unfortunate. Oh no, the smokescreen seems to be ready. And there is the Iowa. The Iowa a little bit more broadsidey, but well, hit point wise this isn't looking good. What he can do is obviously he can go for the ram. He should be able to reach that Ohio and go for it if he wants to. Now also unfortunately his rear turrets are currently pointing the wrong way if he wants to fire here on the left. And there are 2 fires. Damage con is almost ready. Honestly at this point I would personally probably ram, because it's looking good for the friendlies and that would be a trade. But you know, Etivaz, he wants more. So there go the guns, there go the citadels, and that's not a ram. Now, he got 2 citadels, but it wasn't enough. The Ohio was way too healthy. But you know, now he has, he can try again against the Iowa. The Iowa, though, is... Iowa doing? 4 pens, no citadels. There are the citadels. There is a high caliber. So not going for the ram turned out to be the right choice here. Now there is still a healthy Ohio here left. But I mean, he did quite a bit of damage to the Ohio. He got the Iowa, so... Well, good choice here. Now the secondaries are still pummeling that Iowa. And yeah, he won't get a lot of good damage from this angle. But the torpedoes are here. And, you know, the enemy team in the last minutes there has utterly collapsed. Oh, and look at that. That's a nice dodge. So the gearing is down, taken down by the friendly gearing. The battleship is down by fire, and somehow, somehow he's still floating. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I mean at this point there isn't really much battle left, is there? The enemy are down to 4 ships and the friendlies have a lot more than that. This isn't even like a battle anymore, this is just looking who can get a little bit more damage before this is all over. Speaking of a little bit more damage, there's a Kraken. There is a possibility of a Kraken. Those shots aren't looking too bad. And can we get the Kraken? Close one, but no. Now the friendlies are pushing around here the other side, the enemies are kind of surrounded, and look at that Kurfürst that kept running away and asking for help instead of fighting is now actually going towards the enemy. Well, Etivaz is going for the Kremlin this time. I would probably have tried to finishing off the Kurfürst, but it doesn't really matter anyway. Luck is not on his side, so the Kraken is still eluding him. There is still a little bit of chance left for the Kraken, I guess. Oh, the Kremlin, I think, just activated his captain's, like his emergency heal there.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
Yeah, I think RNG said, you know, you had enough this game. Leave it for the others. Oh, gearing slowing down a lot. Yeah, there's a potential there.
Set a smoke screen.
And it's like if you try to to spectate your shells, then the replays are bugged in this version of the game for some reason. Okay, we unlock the camera here and we speed this up because there isn't anything happening anymore anyway, so we just wait until the enemy team is utterly defeated, which will be any second now. And here we are with the results. Etivaz earned himself 2,855 base experience, and you know what? The enemy team just got utterly crushed in this one. He earned himself 2 devastating strikes at Dreadnought, First Blood and a high caliber, scoring almost 260,000 points of damage. Not quite a Kraken, but you know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time.